Hi, my name is Sean with Tantra Quest. I once heard a really wise story, and it goes like this. There was a woman, and she had a lot of wonderful things in life. And one of them was she was pregnant and had this really amazing child, and it was birthed, and it was a happy baby, and it was just such a joy for her. And she had a wonderful relationship with this child. And then one day, out of the blue, the baby, the young child, just dies. And of course, that's a devastating thing for her. She's just crushed and cannot fathom what's just happened because there was so much joy and so much love and so much connection that she had with this human that she birthed, and the baby was dead. But she wasn't willing to accept this, so she knocked on everyone's door in her village asking, "Do you have any kind of medicine to help me bring back my baby?" And of course, everyone is equally devastated and empathetic, but can't help her because the baby's dead. But then the woman knocks on this woman's door, and the woman says, "Well, I can't help you, but there's this guy named Buddha. You should talk to him. Maybe he can help." She gets full of hope. So she carries her baby to Buddha, who then, with lots of compassion and patience, listens to her story. As he's listening to her story, it's clear to him the answer. And so he says, "Leave your child here. I'll watch over your child. I need you to go to someone's house, anyone's house, and I need you to get 5 to 6 mustard seeds from that family. But there's one thing that you have to make sure of." And she's so excited because she knows exactly where she can go. And he says, "They have to be a family who's never experienced death. So bring me 4 to 6 mustard seed from a family who's never experienced death." Again, it's a little more challenging, still hopeful. Off she goes, knocks on all these doors. Throughout her whole village, everyone was, I'll give you wagons full of mustard seed if it'll bring your baby back, but I'm sorry, I too have had death in my family. So then she goes to the next village, people she didn't really know. Same story. People were so loving and took her in and talked to her, and she heard their stories. And each one of these experiences, she heard of how many families, everyone who had had loss and grief and sadness and death. So it was on the third day, after talking to this old lady who had just lost her husband. And she said, "I am so sorry what's happened to you. Again, I would buy you all the mustard seed in the world if I could help you bring back your child. But unfortunately," and then she started to cry. The old lady started to cry. My husband just passed yesterday morning. So as the woman was hearing this, she was like, "Wait a minute, this woman's willing to give whatever I need to make my grief go away when she too is in grief?" And then it hit her. She runs back to Buddha, bows at his knees, and he says, "Did you find the mustard seed?" And she says, "No, master. There was no one that could offer me the mustard seed with your conditions. But that's a good thing." And she says, "My grief has been relaxed." And he goes, "Why?" She says, "Because what I've realized is that nothing's testing me, and this didn't just happen to me. People feel and experience this feeling all the time, and we're connected by it. And yet so many people have moved on to celebrate relationships and successes and wonderful things like a crop that has been successful, or the ability to laugh with friends, or to she said one person told me about they saw a shower of meteors the other day, and I just got to understand and meet people that I'd never met, and through my grief they opened their doors and we got to experience something. I find this is to be a really important story. So there's a moral to the story, obviously, and I'm sure that you can find that. It's been very supportive for me and to find acceptance for things. So I'd love to hear more about what you get out of the story. It's probably pretty clear, but I think we all can have our own opinions or our own extractions from it. So, anyway, thanks for letting me share the story.